Former President Joe Biden and other top U.S. leaders have also joined in condemning the fatal shooting of the conservative activist. Joe Biden called the attack despicable, saying violence has no place in our country. He added that he and First Lady Jill Biden are praying for Kirk's family. Former Vice President Kamala Harris expressed her outrage, stressing that political violence has no place in America and must not escalate. Former President Clinton said he was saddened and angered by the shooting, urging Americans to recommit to passionate but peaceful debate. He added that he and Hillary are keeping Kirk's widow Erica and their children in their prayers. Barack Obama also released a statement condemning the attack as despicable. He said that his wife and he are praying for Kirk's family. Shifting our focus to the other big story, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued a stark warning to Qatar, demanding it expel or prosecute Hamas leaders sheltering in Doha.
And I say to Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists, you either expel them or you bring them to justice. Because if you don't, we will.
Canada said that it is reassessing its relationship with Israel after the airstrike that targeted Hamas leaders in Qatar. Foreign Minister of Canada, Anita Anand, called the attack unacceptable, especially as Qatar works to mediate peace. She confirmed Canada is evaluating next steps, including possible sanctions. Prime Minister Mark Carney called the Doha strike as intolerable expansion of violence and has openly criticized Israel's Gaza policies. The move adds to the growing international backlash over Israel's military actions beyond Gaza. Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev is on the telecast with me. Ambassador Sachdev, it is heartrending to know that there has been another Israeli strike. It has hit Yemen and Qatar at the same time. A few weeks ago, there was a strike on Iran that led to the death of a number of Iranian commanders, and there was destruction of civilian and military infrastructure. A number of Iranian scientists were killed in those military strikes that were supported by America. But the contrast that we see today is the American administration and Donald Trump himself are unhappy about the strike on Qatar. President Trump has held a phone call with Netanyahu since the attack, and he has pulled Netanyahu up for this, as he says, quote unquote, blindsiding America after it has struck Qatar. How do you think this is going to globally impact the ceasefire and hostage release negotiations between Hamas and Israel?
Thank you. It's an important development, and it raises the ante to the ongoing conflict that's going to have second year completed on October 7 next month. The fighting that you mentioned between Iran and Israel, and Israeli attacks on Yemen, and earlier attacks on Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the ongoing war in Gaza were unleashed, as your viewers are aware, on October 7 by Hamas attack. Now, Israel has felt frustrated that it cannot bring Gaza episode to a successful conclusion. Hamas continues to defy Israeli armed might and keep holding 48 odd hostages. Many of them are already dead. The pressure mounts on Mr. Netanyahu domestically for his inability to have the hostages delivered, and he is looking for scapegoats. And one of the scapegoat action is the attack on Hamas infrastructure in Doha. which has its own reverberations, I should say. This would be the first such attack by Israel uh, openly undertaken since a Hamas activist was killed by suspected Israeli agents in Dubai about a decade ago. But this time it was done publicly and done with the help of a massive air raid involving 12 Israeli aircraft.
Right,
The
right.
the
Master Sajdev, I do want to understand from you what next, especially when Israel at this point of time, in a rare instance, does not have the support of America. What is likely to happen?
I think it's a bit disingenuous of President Trump to pretend that he is hurt by being blindsided. He, at the same time, he confesses that Israelis had informed him before, and Qataris claim that they were informed by Americans only 10 minutes after the bombs have started falling. So I think it's a bit tenuous for Israel and the United States to go through the motions of having differences on this issue. The important issue here is the US military security arrangements with the Gulf states that President Trump has ensured during his first term and the second term uh, uh, against $1 trillion worth of deals, military equipment, projects, etc., having been signed. Now, these security guarantees mean nothing against Israel, that is.
Right.
So now Qatar is an outlier. There's a message in Qatar for Qatar in this that you cannot hunt with hounds while run with hare. They have been trying to play an oversized role by mediating with likes of Muslim Brotherhood, the likes of Hamas and Taliban, while
Okay. Yeah.
pretending
Right.
to
I
be
will have to interrupt you,
extremist.
sir. According to the Qatari Prime Minister, the Gulf nation is now reconsidering its role as a mediator in the Gaza